I would now request the Director General of STPI. We all know it goes without saying the tremendous amount of contribution of STPI is known to all of us. Please put your hands together and let's welcome Dr. Omkar.
Dignitaries on the dais, participants from the esteemed ESDM industry, ladies and gentlemen. I am thankful to India Electronics Semiconductor Association for giving me an opportunity to be part of this historic event. STPI has been associated with IESA since its inception, and you STPI played a key role even in formation of IESA in its beginning years. Software Technology Parks of India, which was created in 1991, was primarily created to provide satellite link facility to the software exporters and to implement software technology parks of India, software technology parks and electronics and hardware technology parks of India park scheme, which was created under Foreign Trade Development Regulation Act. Since beginning, the focus of the government was to promote both the sectors, IT and ITS, and also ESDM sector. And that's why these schemes were created, and STPI was designated as a single window clearance agency for the exports and the management of these schemes. Since then, whereas STPI was working for the promotion of software exports and this sector was flourishing, we never lost our focus on electronics also. And as a result, most of the exports in the ESDM sector are attributed to ESTP registered units that are administered by STPI. India Electronics and Semiconductor Association has been working closely with STPI since beginning, and as I said, that for last many years, they have worked very focused manner to create an awareness in all the stakeholders that now the country has to look for the ESDM sector. And that's why the national policies on electronics and IT that were created in 2012, the IESA was the major participants and stakeholder in creation of those policies. I can recall when National Task Force on IT and Electronics was created by the Government of India, many of the champions of ESDM industry pioneered and helped the government in creation of those reports and setting the vision for the country. As a result, the Department of Information Technology got its name changed to Department of Electronics and IT. And so the India Semiconductor Association also changed its name as India Electronics and Semiconductor Association to stress that the focus is more on electronics production. Under national policy on electronics, there are a few numbers which has been set, like by 2020, the vision is that the IT industry electronics industry in this country will be $400 billion. By 2020, it has been estimated and forecasted that this sector will receive $100 billion investment. This sector will create 28 million jobs. And this sector would produce, by that time, export about $85 billion. These numbers speak for themselves because there is a huge difference and opportunity which lies in those numbers. Because these numbers talk about 28 million of job creation and about $300 billion of electronics industry in this country. And this is a challenge and opportunity both. And I am sure that the kind of policies, programs, kickstart a kind of economic activity across the country and would help across these sectors of the economy. And therefore, we have to work together to see that this vision is achieved. IESA I can testify because STPI works with almost all the state governments in the country, and they are working very closely with most of the state governments in creating their roadmap, sensitizing the government, sensitizing the industry, creating awareness, creating reports, and all these things coupled with the policies that are created by the government, incentives that are being created by the government, we will be able to achieve those visions and targets that have been set by the government. Under national policy on electronics, there were certain initiatives that were decided by the government to be taken, and we all know that 2 wafer fabs has already been approved by the government of India. Several electronic manufacturing clusters have been approved by the government of India. A special incentive for certain products named as modified special incentive package has also been put in place for the capital subsidy. Electronic development fund is being created. All these measures, all these incentives are to see that we achieve our vision. Software Technology Parks of India, apart from implementing the electronics and hardware technology parks scheme, is working very closely with the government to support the entrepreneurship, innovation and incubation effort in this sector. And I am very glad to inform that recently our proposal to establish first electronic system incubation center in collaboration with the Delhi University, IESA, has already been approved by the government of India. We are working for VLSI incubation center, VLI incubation efforts, and a DPR is already in place and under consideration. Our effort will be to create sector-specific, domain-specific incubation centers across the country, in the centers of excellence spread across the country to support the innovation and ecosystem in innovation and entrepreneurial development. Because we look towards entrepreneurship, innovation for a revolutionary growth, for creation of wealth and desired number of jobs in this country. Because not apart from the effort that we are making for making India a manufacturing hub in the electronics, we have to see that we should also end up creating IPR and product in this country, in this sector, so that the wealth is created hand in hand along with this. If you look at certain initiatives that are already taken by the government, like they are fueling the growth of this sector. At the same time, they are also creating ecosystem. If we talk about National Knowledge Network, they are connecting all the centers of excellence, centers of higher learning, research centers. All these universities are getting connected to each other by high-speed data network, and a lot of knowledge is going to exchange and getting shared across the country. And that will create the kind of knowledge base and skill in our graduates that will come out and meet the need of this industry. All the panchayats of this country are going to be connected under the National Optical Fiber Network, and you can see that 2 lakhs panchayat across the country, if they are connected with each other, the amount of data and information that is going to travel and get exchanged. The idea behind enumerating this, to stress that the government of India, the state governments, and all the stakeholders are working in hand to see that this industry is not only progressed and promoted, but this industry should be able to meet the need of this nation. And that is to minimize the import and produce within this country as a import substitution, create large number of jobs across the country, to promote the tier 2 cities of this country, because the electronics industry and the manufacturing industry is going to help the tier 2 cities across the country. And STPI is already repositioned to play a very vital role in implementation of this government policy, in promotion of tier 2 cities across the country. And apart from the software exporters, apart from the information technology, we are also working for the promotion of ESDM sector in this country. With this, I would thank IESA for taking up the cause of this sector year on year, and for working closely with STPI also to see that the vision of this nation is achieved. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Omkar Rai has reassured the continuance of support from the STPI with innovative ideas, and thereby the results will be there for all of us to see. Let's all once again thank Dr. Omkar Rai for his address. Thank you, sir.